Hey everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a flip-flops background stencil. This image I downloaded from lovesvg.com and then uploaded it into Design Space. I'm going to use the flip-flop on the left, so I went ahead just now and ungrouped the flip-flops so that I can get rid of the two that I'm not going to use. This last one that I'm going to use for the tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the hearts. I'm not going to keep the heart background, but if you wanted the heart background, then you could skip this step that I'm about to do. I'm going to ungroup, and then I'm going to grab this pair here of pinks and ungroup those. Pick one of the pinks, and then at the bottom right, click on Contour, and just click those two hearts, and then that made them disappear. Now I'm going to go back to the Layers panel, choose the other one, Contour, and click on the 4 hearts. So all of the hearts are gone. Then now if you were going to keep the hearts, you're going to come back at this point. You want to get both pink pieces, not the strap, just the 2 pink pieces, and weld those together. And then now we're going to group the 2 pieces together so that they stay together as one. And I'm going to duplicate that. Now I have 2 right feet, so what I'm going to do to one of these, I'm going to pick the one on the left and I'm going to flip it horizontally. So now I have a left foot and a right foot. And then before we go putting those together, you want to go ahead and move that pairing around however you wanted. If you wanted them to stay together the way they were, that's fine. I'm going to move mine offset a little bit. And then now I'm going to ungroup and then ungroup the other shoe, because now I'm going to weld the pair of shoes together so that every time I have a pair, they're one piece together. Weld the 2 pinks and weld the 2 straps. And then now we're going to group these 2 pieces together. So this all moves as one, and we have as few pieces as possible over in the Layers panel. Now you would size this according to your project needs. And if you're concerned at all about what size will work, then I would suggest just sizing 1, or even what size you think will look good for your cookies that you're doing. I would suggest hiding your square, use the little eyeball there next to that, and then go ahead and send this to the Make It mat just as it is. I have a dedicated piece of material that I use for test cuts, and you would just move this on the Make It mat to a clean spot on your test piece and see how that cuts out. So I'm going to go ahead and unhide my square, bring that back. And my square is 5 1/4 inches. And I'll do that so that I can design pretty close right up to the border there. And when I make my square bigger at the end, I know that it will fit. I'll have a frame still around it. I'm just going to randomly place these around. This is going to be a confetti stencil. So they're just kind of haphazard here and there, turned all different directions. And this will be, again, to your liking, where you want them. I'm going to move fairly quickly, just kind of randomly placing them around so that we don't time out on the video for YouTube. So if you wanted to do this confetti type, you can pause the video at this point and just keep placing all of yours if you want. Because now I'm going to go ahead and just grab these and duplicate them. And I'm going to do that one more time just to make it quicker again for the video. And if you like the way they look like that, then you could totally leave them that way. You could do that. All I did was put a box around them all and duplicated them. And then I'm going to grab some others to just fill in here. Just picking a random shoe here or there to fill in the blanks. Put this one here. So again, I mean, this is a confetti. It's like they all just kind of fell down into place. So The more random it is, the better. But again, to whatever your likes and dislikes are visually too. So let's see. I'm gonna do a couple more. Put one over here. And one more right here. I'm not terribly worried about that corner not being all the way there. And now I'll just play with the positioning of them and move any around that I think need to be moved. I'm filling in a little bit of this white space at the bottom here. Not too terribly worried about that because I rarely make a 5-inch cookie, so it's more important that the middle looks good to me. There we go. So now I'm going to move my square out of the way. Draw a square around all of the shoes. And I'm going to group them together just so they don't move on me when I do anything on accident. Now I'm going to go through the layers panel and pick every piece that's pink. And we're going to weld all these pink pieces together as one. And I'll just kind of quickly go through those, and then I have my finger down on the shift key so that I can grab multiple pieces. I don't want that one. There we go. And this is a great example of why we wanted to weld early on and have as few pieces as possible, because you can see this could definitely be time consuming depending on how many pieces you had over in the layers panel to begin with. And then you're having to scroll through them all to find the color that you want to weld them together. Okay, so now I'm just gonna a little bit more slowly scan through, make sure I didn't miss any pink layers. So I can put all of those pink layers together. Looks like I got them all. So now I'm going to take my finger off the shift key and weld. And now you'll see those shoes. Let's see, let me click on the edge here and grab them. All of the shoes are one piece and all of the straps will be another. So I'm going to put that back because we don't want to move things around. You want them to stay where they are so they all line up with your stencils. Now this remaining group, I'm just clicking on the word group and it automatically grabbed all of those sandals and weld. So now we have the sandals, the straps are one piece, the shoes are another. I'm going to group all that together so it doesn't move again. Change my square to my 5.5. And now I'm going to get both the shoes as well as the square, and at the top go into the align, or excuse me, the align bar, and center that. Now I'm going to group that so that nothing moves, duplicate, and then in the layers panel over here on one of them I'm going to delete the pink, and then on the remaining one I'm going to delete the one that isn't pink. I'm going to zoom out just a smidge. Grab these two, undo, because I hope I didn't move it, but let's see. So I'm grabbing the two pieces here, this grouping, and attaching. So that is now ready to cut out. And then I'm going to grab the other piece and attach. And that's ready to cut out. So that is a 2-part tutorial for your flip-flop background. If you have any questions, feel free to place them in the comments.